All right, I'd like to call this emergency meeting of Cleveland Heights City Council to order. It is June 13th, 4:30 p.m. Addie, would you call the roll?
Cobb.
Here.
Kuda.
Here.
Larson.
Here.
Maddox.
Here.
Russell. Petrus.
Here.
Posh.
Here.
All right, I just want to note that Davita Russell is joining us via Zoom. The first thing we're going to do is go into executive session. It should not be long. Craig, would you please, I'm sorry,
Yes.
Councilman Cobb, would you please read
Fine. Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion that we go into executive session to consider the appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of any public employee or public official, the investigation of charges or complaints against a public employee, official, licensee, or contractee of the city, or one who seeks to be an employee, licensee, or contractee of the city.
Second.
All right, any discussion? All right, Eddie, call the roll.
Posh.
Yes.
Petrus.
Yes.
Maddox.
Aye.
Larson.
Yes.
Kuda.
Yes.
Cobb.
Aye.
All right, so this won't be long, but we're going to need everybody to step out. And I want to ask the media to remove all these devices and anything, we don't want anything turned on. So please remove these. You can put them right back. And we are now going into executive session. Okay, we are out of executive session. Thank you for indulging us that 30 minutes or so that we did. So we are ready to read the legislation. So Addie, first readings, consideration for adoption.
I have resolution number 116-2025 on first reading. A resolution calling for an investigation into matters concerning the mayor of the city of Cleveland Heights based on new information received by council on the morning of June 13th, 2025, and declaring the necessity that this legislation become immediately effective as an emergency measure, introduced by President Kuda.
All right, do I have a motion?
So moved.
And we have a motion and a second. What would be the appropriate time for me to ask when, if anybody wants to add their names to the resolution? Okay. Is there anybody that would like to add their names to the resolution? Yeah, raise your hand so Addie can see. All right, and any discussion?
I'd like to have my name added as well.
Okay. Any discussion?
On the resolution.
On the resolution, yes.
Well,
Microphone.
Thank you.
I think it's very appropriate, this resolution. As I said back on May 27th, when we had our last meeting, that there was more that would be coming out that would be damaging to this city. And I don't believe that this is the end of it. There is more damaging matters that I believe that are going to come to light, and it is only getting worse with every day that passes. This absolutely confirms that he's lost the trust of the law department employees, and I believe also the police department. The city can't take any more. We need to do something, and it's imperative that we pass this resolution and we call for the further investigation by law enforcement of what transpired. I would ask the clerk to post on our website the redacted letter that the chief of police sent to the, I believe it was the Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigation, outlining the facts of this matter. And I believe that letter sets forth facts and not allegations. And those facts clearly show if it wasn't illegal, it was certainly unethical conduct, and that the mayor violated the sanctity of the law department conference room and violated the trust of the attorneys that work for this city.
Thank you. Any other comments? Yeah, go ahead.
Like I stated to my council colleagues, I think it's okay to say this open in the public. I've received a ton of phone calls, questions. I know many of us have. I've been a big proponent in terms of investigations because they bring out information. They bring clarity. They bring understanding to whatever those facts are. And so that's why I think it's critical and important in this particular state when you have so much being produced today that we take this head on and we ask those questions. I thank my council colleagues for doing this today because of the amount of phone calls we have. I'm not quite sure through the weekend and Monday in terms of the city business what would have happened, but I think if nothing else, this brings out all of that information. I think it's helpful to be able to ask those questions and get answers. So thank you.
Councilwoman Larson.
All of these months, I have remained concerned about our staff, our city staff. And with what's come out today, I'm particularly concerned for our law department staff. So I am supportive of this legislation. I do believe, especially with what Chief Britton had stated, that he felt that he should not be investigating this because he's involved, and I don't want anybody to be compromised. So if we have a third party investigating what's happened and brings out the facts, that's what is needed at this moment in time. Thank you.
All right. Any others? Councilman Posh?
Needless to say, me and many other people in the city were blindsided by this. Yeah, we sort of expected that what we've seen is sort of like the tip of the iceberg, just sort of knowing all the things that are swirling around. But we do need the truth. We do need an investigation. And because it appears that this is a criminal investigation, it's not something that we, as using our oversight capabilities, should do. We need an outsider to do it. My concern is this is just another distraction. And there's so many things that the city needs to be working on right now. We don't need these distractions. And I really, really call the mayor to really think seriously about his term. And I would ask him to end it sooner just so we as a city can move forward.
Thank you. Any others? Okay. I have some prepared remarks that I'm going to make in a minute when we go on to council comments. This resolution calls for three things. An investigation. It calls for the mayor to refrain from making any kind of personnel decisions. Certainly could be considered retribution. And to consider resigning so this community could move forward. And with that, I'll ask Addie to call the roll for the vote.
Cobb.
Aye.
Studa.
Aye.
Maddox.
Aye.
Larson.
Aye.
Petrus.
Aye.
Posh.
Aye.
Okay, let's move on to council member comments. Anybody else want to say anything else? Okay, then I'll move right to my remarks, and we're in the home stretch here. Okay, today is yet another sad day for Cleveland Heights. Today's Cleveland.com article alleges potential felonies that may have been committed by the mayor and need to be investigated. We have to get to the bottom of this. During the last 6 months, the mayor and his wife have dragged the city through the mud, submitting an incomplete and irresponsible budget, and then being confrontational about it, even going so
Council
far as
President.
gaslight.
Council President, point of order,
Yes.
excuse me, but we need to stick to the basis of the emergency meeting, which is limited to the scope of the ordinance. Other matters that go outside of the resolution that justified the emergency are outside the scope of the emergency meeting.
I do understand what you're saying. Thank you. Mr. Mayor, did you want to make any comments? You're going to make no comments? Today's accusations, however, are different. They are potential felonies that warrant investigation by law enforcement. Someone from outside of City Hall who has the authority to override the mayor's stonewalling and get to the truth. I do want to praise the bravery of the members of our law department and the Cleveland Heights Police Department for bringing this issue to light and pursuing it. Given the mayor's alleged retaliatory behavior, their actions took enormous courage. A few weeks ago, it came to light that the mayor may have ordered the law department to pursue felony charges. Oops, I'm sorry, I'm going to go off that would be off the script. Now we know from the Cleveland.com article that the mayor allegedly tried to illegally record the interview of an employee who had accused his wife of creating a hostile work environment. The community needs to move forward. These constant distractions that have been created by the mayor's own actions are only hurting our ability to make progress. It's just been one thing after another. Please, Mayor, for the good of the community, step down. And with that, this meeting is adjourned.